Hello and welcome to this support guide cover. So to begin with, the important part, how to access Teams itself. There's three main ways you can access Microsoft Teams. All students have been shown how to access Microsoft Teams via the Office 365 system. It's really simple. Google Office 365, click on it, use your school email address and password to log in, and then simply click the Microsoft Teams icon on the left-hand side of the screen. This will take you directly to Teams and will allow you to access the virtual learning resources and then the virtual lesson itself. The second option is to download Microsoft Teams onto your device itself. So you use either the App Store or the equivalent to download the app, or Google Microsoft Teams and then click the Download Teams options. Once you've clicked this, once you've downloaded it, sign in using your school email address and password, and it will automatically log you in every time you start your device. Alternatively, if for whatever reason neither of those two options have worked, you can log in online, Google Microsoft Teams, click onto Microsoft Teams website, click sign in, and then go through the sign in process that I'll show you now. It's really simple. Students require their school email address and password to log into and access Teams. They've been shown how to do this via tutor sessions and via ICT lessons. The email address is their first name, their last name, and the year they started at shuttleworth.lancs.sch.uk, and you can see examples of this for each year group down the side of the screen here where the pointer is pointing. And they sign in simply using the screen here. If you have any issues logging into your account, so you've forgotten your password, or any other issues that occur, email in the first instance ictsupport@shuttleworth.lancs.sch.uk off an email address you have access to, and they will be able to help you find a solution. Once students have logged into Teams, they will be able to access all of the teams that they are a member of. In order to take part in a lesson being streamed online, they will need to select the relevant class they are timetabled to be in. So if, for example, they are timetabled to be in citizenship at that time, they need to click onto the citizenship class to be able to access the full range of options. If at any point they need to return to the full list of teams, simply click the Teams icon here, and that will take you back to this screen, and then click onto the relevant class that they need to access. Once they've entered the relevant team, a meeting will appear at the time the lesson is timetabled to begin. As we can see just here, new channel meeting. Students simply need to click join to be added to that meeting. They can then join that meeting and take part in the lesson virtually. They can also use the Files tab at the top of the screen to access any lesson resources that have been uploaded by the class teacher in advance. Files or resources may also be shared via the chat function during the lesson, and I'll go through the chat function a little bit later on, but students will be able to access all relevant resources for the lesson being streamed. When students do join the lesson, it's really essential that they join with both their camera and their microphone turned off, so to make sure that their screen, when they join, looks like this. This will minimize disruption and will allow them to quietly carry on with any tasks that are necessary. And then they simply need to click onto the Join Now button, and that will take them into the virtual lesson that's being streamed for them. So the main screen, when they join a virtual lesson, will mirror the teacher's board. It will allow you to see the PowerPoint and also any other resources are being shown. It won't be a blank screen like this, and they'll be able to hear the teacher's instructions and explanations. If the student needs to ask a question or to gain the teacher's attention, they can do this using the raise hand option just here at the top of the screen, the hand icon. That will send the teacher a notification that that student wishes to ask a question. If they are asked to, they can unmute their microphone using the option just here to respond to questions or to ask a question if they're invited to do so. Again, it's essential that they mute their microphone once they have finished in order to minimize any background noise or disruption to the lesson. If your microphone isn't working, or if you're asked to respond to a question via the chat function, this can be used by clicking onto the speech bubble icon, which will open the meeting chat just here. Messages can then be typed into the meeting chat box there and will appear in the meeting chat for your teacher to be able to see and for your teacher to be able to respond to. Your teacher may well type instructions here for you to follow during the lesson. Resources can also be shared by the teacher through the meeting chat. This will allow students to access those resources easily and interact with the lesson fully.